Wednesday night, July 16th, 2025. It's just past 8 p.m. at Gillette Stadium in Massachusetts. The sun is setting slowly, bathing the sky in a soft orange hue. In the stands, over 65,000 fans are swaying to the opening chords of Coldplay. The light-up wristbands handed out at the entrance glow in sync, creating a sea of shifting colors. Chris Martin begins to sing "A Sky Full of Stars," and for a moment, everything feels suspended in time. Then, right in the middle of this euphoric atmosphere, a giant screen lights up. It's the Kiss Cam. As with every big concert, it roams randomly through the crowd, zooming in on couples who take turns kissing under the cheers of the audience. It's playful, lighthearted fun, until the screen freezes. The camera has just captured something in a VIP suite, slightly off to the side. A gray-templed man is holding an elegant woman close, seated to his right. They're close, maybe too close for comfort. The moment lasts only a few seconds, but something feels off. The man suddenly drops his gaze as if caught in the act. The woman turns her head, then completely looks away from the screen, visibly uncomfortable. Their body language leaves no room for doubt. They didn't expect to be seen, and more importantly, they clearly didn't want to be. On stage, Chris Martin tries to lighten the mood. He quips into the mic, either they're having an affair or they're just really shy. The crowd laughs, but not everywhere. In some sections of the stadium, the discomfort is obvious. Some spectators had filmed the moment. Without knowing it, they had just recorded the beginning of a full-blown scandal. Just a few hours later, in the middle of the night, a short video is posted on TikTok. The clip is brief but clear. The VIP suite, the couple, their sudden discomfort. The views begin to pile up. By the morning of Thursday, July 17th, the video has gone viral. Millions of people are watching it. Some analyze it frame by frame. Others wonder, who are these two? And why such a peculiar reaction? Online, the amateur detectives go to work. Within hours, the faces are identified. The man is Andy Byron. He's no stranger. He's the CEO of Astronomer, an American company specializing in cloud-based data management. Married, father of two, he also lives in Massachusetts. The woman by his side that night was not his wife. Her identity surfaces soon after. Kristin Cabot. She's the company's chief human resources officer, a strategic position. She works directly with Andy Byron. Together, they run the same company. And now, here they are, caught on camera, cuddling in a VIP box at a public concert, broadcast live. What could have been a harmless moment has now turned into an uncomfortable incident. In the first hours after the video blows up, neither of them says a word, no statements, no denial, no explanation. Both their LinkedIn profiles disappear quickly. Silence settles in, and it's precisely that silence that raises eyebrows. Andy Byron's wife, Megan Kerrigan Byron, remains publicly silent as well. But on Facebook, one detail catches the attention of online sleuths. She quietly removes her married name from her profile. A few hours later, she deletes her account entirely. No public statement, but her actions seem to speak volumes. The tension escalates further when a second video emerges. Filmed from a different angle, it shows the same VIP box, but well before the Kiss Cam found them. Andy Byron and Kristin Cabot are clearly holding hands, exchanging kisses, whispering to each other. There's nothing ambiguous. The connection is obvious. This isn't a misunderstanding or an innocent moment taken out of context. It's a fully assumed relationship, one that was filmed without their knowledge and is now being watched by millions. TMZ gets hold of the footage quickly. By Thursday afternoon, July 17th, they post the clips on their site. The footage is replayed endlessly on news channels, talk shows, podcasts. It's no longer just a viral moment. It has become a national story. The reason for this frenzy is simple. This is not just any couple, it's the CEO and the HR director of the same company. A direct reporting relationship, a clear power imbalance, a high-risk situation in any organization. But in the context of corporate governance, it's a red flag. Facing growing pressure, Astronomer finally breaks its silence. On Friday, July 18th, a formal statement is released. Andy Byron and Kristin Cabot are placed on administrative leave, effective immediately. They are removed from their roles pending an internal investigation. The board of directors states that it is taking the situation very seriously and announces the appointment of Pete DeJoy as interim CEO. That statement marks a turning point. The issue is no longer just a viral scandal. It has entered official territory. It's no longer only about public image. It's about governance, compliance, and crisis management. But what no one knew then was that the press release wouldn't be the end of the story. It would only be the beginning of a much deeper shockwave. As Astronomer's announcement makes headlines, a new wave rises, this time from voices no one saw coming. Former employees begin to speak out, first anonymously on Reddit, then more openly on X and professional forums. They talk about a toxic workplace culture, stifled tensions, and a system where promotions didn't always seem based on merit. One former employee writes, "When you saw who got promoted, you quickly realized that being competent wasn't enough." Once dismissed as noise, these kinds of stories now resonate. The current scandal is acting like a spotlight, illuminating long-standing frustrations and giving weight to old complaints that once went ignored. Amid this tense atmosphere, a statement from a former founding executive draws particular attention. Ry Walker, co-founder of Astronomer, posts a clear message on his social channels. He reminds followers that he left the company 2 years ago, then adds, "I do not condone what's happening now. This is not the culture we built." Short, but loaded with meaning. It marks a sharp distancing and underscores just how much this scandal threatens the company's image, far beyond the current leadership. In the media, the situation becomes a hot topic. On TV panels and HR-focused podcasts, experts break down the consequences. A romantic relationship between two top executives in the same hierarchy, undeclared, is considered by many to be a serious breach, not just ethically, but legally. Some point out that in most companies, relationships between colleagues aren't forbidden, but must be disclosed when there's a supervisory link. And in this case, it's even more problematic because the HR director, responsible for enforcing the rules, is one of the parties involved. This leaves the company in a bind. If rules were broken, it happened at the highest level, and if they weren't, then the absence or weakness of those rules becomes the problem. Either way, the company's reputation takes a hit. Meanwhile, the video keeps spreading. Comments multiply, parodies pop up, memes. Even at a Phillies baseball game in Philadelphia, the team's mascot makes a direct reference to the now famous kiss cam moment. The scandal has moved beyond tech, beyond Massachusetts, and even beyond the United States. It has become a cultural symbol, shared, mocked, analyzed, dissected. At the heart of it all, it's not just the relationship that shocks people. It's not just the alleged affair or the broken chain of command. What truly stings is the violence of the exposure, that live unfiltered moment. The brutal contrast between what the public came for that night, music, joy, unity, and what they saw on screen. This story touches a nerve, the blurry lines between professional and personal life, power dynamics, image control in an era where any moment can go viral in seconds. Because this crisis wasn't triggered by an investigative journalist, it wasn't exposed by a whistleblower, it was sparked by a piece of entertainment meant to make people smile. A simple kiss cam, turned against all odds into a mirror reflecting something far deeper. Saturday, July 19th, 2025. The internal investigation continues. Andy Byron and Kristin Cabot remain suspended. The company is trying to reassure the public to regain control. But the damage is done. In the minds of the public, this is no longer just a one-time mistake. It raises deeper questions about transparency, abuse of power, and the gray areas so many organizations operate in without ever naming them. No one knows yet what will happen to the two executives, nor what the astronomer board will decide. But one thing is certain, this story won't be forgotten. Because beyond the facts, beyond the names, an entire structure was shaken. And this time, the curtain didn't fall on a fleeting moment of embarrassment. It rose on a system that, for far too long, believed it could stay hidden in the dark.